Hello embroidery world, my name is Tony. I'm part of the content team here at Ricoma, and to my left I have Henry Ma, CEO of Ricoma. And this is part 3 of a 3-part series. We're here just having a conversation about the world of embroidery. In the first episode we talked a little bit about why embroidery is so popular. In part 2 we talked a little bit about the personalities of the people that go into the embroidery business, whether it's for a hobby or whether it's for a business. So the natural question for part 3 of our conversation is, where do I start if I want to get into embroidery? So Henry, what's the first step?
The first thing you want to look at is your finances. What is your overall budget that you have allocated to invest to get into this business? And what you're willing to pay and what you have set aside is the first step that I would recommend to anyone.
So, a lot of people out there have experience buying cars. Mm-hmm. Is this similar to buying a car where you're, a lot of the times you're financing it and putting down a down payment? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, I think in terms of the process, sure, there's some similarities there, but I would say one big difference is a car doesn't make you any money. You just use it and it depreciates, versus with an embroidery machine, it's like a capital goods investment that's actually gonna give you a return on that investment. Now, the second step to that is kind of honing that down further into whether you are looking to pay cash or whether you're looking to finance. If you have some money to make a down payment, that's going to lower your portion that you need to finance. If you don't have much cash lying around to purchase the machine, you can also just finance the entire machine outright.
Gotcha. So I call up Ricoma, we talk about financing, we talk about that, but we don't know how much to finance for. I got to kind of know what kind of machine I want, and there's everything from single heads to multi-heads. You can get up to 6, 8,
right,
12 head machines, and I guess I got to kind of know going into the call maybe.
So yes, now you've kind of narrowed down on the choices, right? You started with a universe of many different machines, single needles to multi-heads. Then you determine what kind of machine or what kind of needs you need to have so that you can narrow down those choices even further. So as you mentioned, yes, you do need to look at kind of what kind of items you're doing, what kind of volume you have. Those are all questions that our product specialists here actually ask to guide you towards the right machine to fit your needs. So it doesn't limit you in any way as you kind of scale your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you want the option to be able to do those projects.
Correct. Even though you might not do it now, but if you have that option, that just kind of widens your range of products that you can offer. The last thing you would want is, okay, I have a budget for $15,000, right? But because I wanted to maybe save a couple of $1,000s, I got a smaller embroidery area. But then as your business scales, you're kind of growing into the machine, right? But you don't want to grow out of the machine. And so when a customer kind of comes to you with an order of some jackets or a large duffel bags, but your machine is not able to do them because of a limitation in the embroidery area or whatever the case is, you're going to lose that revenue. And you want to have something that can kind of both accommodate what you do now, but also in the future.
So making sure that you're kind of future-proofing your purchase.
Correct.
What are some other specifications I should be on the lookout for when I'm talking to a salesperson?
So volume. It comes down to whether you're going with a single head or perhaps a 2-head or even a large multi-head machine, right? That's something that you need to determine that also fits within points 1 and 2 of your budget. Now, single head versus multi-heads, that's going to be very important because as you scale your orders, a single head might not be as efficient in getting those orders done. If you get orders of like 500-600 pieces, you're gonna be up a long time for weeks getting that order filled for your client. You wanna keep your options open from a single head versus multi-head perspective too, because if you anticipate that your business is gonna scale very rapidly in the next, say, 3 to 6 months, and you're gonna be getting consistent orders of 200 pieces, 500 pieces, might not be a good idea to just start off with a single head and just try out the waters, because then you're kind of like underbuying, and then you might run into kind of production and fulfillment issues down the road.
Also, there's accessories that come with every machine. There's also accessories that are sold separately. Mm-hmm. What is your advice as far as accessory purchases?
Sure. They typically break down into 2 different categories. Ones that are making you more efficient, so saving you time, and other ones that expand your product range and revenue streams. And so for the adding efficiency part, those are like the Mighty Hoops and the Hoop Master, where you can hoop things very quickly. So that's gonna save you on cost and save you on time, which is also cost. Then the other add-ons like belt hoops and 8-in-1 devices are great add-ons for you to expand your offering, so that if your customer has a need for that, you have the accessory to be able to fulfill that order.
Okay, so let's say I know what machine I want, I know what accessories I want to get. What would be next?
All of our machines come with training, and it's free training. So we want you to be successful with the product that you purchase, right? Because ultimately you're looking to use this investment to make money. So of course, training is involved not only kind of teach you how to use the machine itself, meaning the panel and kind of like push the buttons and the steps, but also the concept of embroidery, hooping, what kind of backing to use, all of those combinations, they all teach you those fundamentals during the training process. And after that, the goal of the training and the pre-training process is to get you to a point where you can confidently complete a single project.
Okay, so I know what machine I want to get. I know the accessories I think I'm going to need. What is the delivery process?
All right, so once you've placed the order on your machine, it goes into a queue where our team actually preps it and tests it with different designs to make sure that everything is running smoothly, make sure the tension is set up properly, make sure it's threaded properly, so that when you get it out of the box, you can just set up the stand and get started. Now, in terms of the actual shipping process, you do have to let your product specialist know kind of what your circumstance is. Just like how we don't know what your business needs are, we don't know your particular needs for how you want to receive the actual product. So whether you have a dock or not, whether you need a lift gate, all of those specifications need to be communicated to your product specialist so that they can check off all the boxes and get the machine delivered to you the right way so you have the best experience as possible.
So the last few conversations we've had in this series have been extremely fascinating. And going into the embroidery industry, I didn't realize how big the industry was.
Yeah.
It's almost like a culture of its own. When you go into our Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery, just the different types of conversations that are having, the relationships that are being developed on there. And I've really enjoyed these conversations that we've been having, and I hope we have some more very soon, because I really love talking about it, whether it's the business side, whether it's the craft side, or whatever side we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think one thing you just mentioned, Tony, about the community is that I think it really sets it apart from other businesses where it's a really tight-knit group, right? And in that community, people are bouncing ideas off of each other, people are getting advice, and whether you are a newbie to the industry or you're a 20-year veteran in the industry, there's a place for you in that community. You can be a mentor to others, or you can learn from others if you're just starting out, and people are very welcoming and open to kind of helping each other, because I think the pie is big enough for everyone to thrive in this business.
So Henry, again, thank you very much for having these conversations, and I hope we have them again soon. And thank you guys for joining us. I hope you learned something. Hope to see you again soon, Henry.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Tony, and to the audience. I hope you got a lot of value out of it, and really enjoyed kind of having these conversations and kind of recapping everything that we've learned and experienced over the last 12 to 18 months. So hope you guys got value out of it. If you did, give us a quick thumbs up in the video, and like this video, and subscribe for future videos just like this.
All right, that's it for us. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, see ya.